For Monday, February 16th, 2026 to order. Please join me in silent prayer and meditation. All right, thank you. Please join me in a pledge of allegiance.
The United States and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Gaffino.
Here.
Trustee Christensen.
Here.
Trustee Curtis.
Here.
Trustee Gately.
Here.
Trustee Lowry.
Here.
Trustee Nedved.
Here.
Trustee Salazar.
Here.
All right, thank you. Next item, we have a presentation. Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. Tommy Purdom is here from the Kane DuPage Soil and Water Conservation District to give us a short NPDES presentation for our annual report.
Good evening. So my name is Tommy Purdom. I'm the resource conservationist at the Kane DuPage Soil and Water Conservation District. So we are a local unit of government. We're formed back in the 1930s from Dust Bowl and Depression time. SWCDs were kind of formed through an act in 1937. So that formally certified the Soil Conservation Service, which became the Natural Resources Conservation Service, which is our federal partner in the USDA. So in 1938, the Illinois Soil and Water Conservation Districts Act was enacted that allowed each individual districts to look after their own soil and water resources. So in 1944, Kane County officially formed their Soil and Water Conservation District. And in 1956, DuPage was brought into that. So there are 97 SWCDs that surround and are throughout all of the counties of Illinois. We are run by an elected board of directors. So we just had our recent election. So there are 5 directors that serve 2-year terms, each by volunteer. So they determine the direction of the district, and we hold board meetings once a month as well. So you can check our website for days and times that we have those on a regular basis. So with that, we look to direct kind of any conservation practices related to soil or water resources within our district, so within the 2 counties. With that, we utilize a lot of partnerships for different organizations. So we are a state mandated, but we are a local unit of government. So we kind of run independently with a little bit of operating budget from the Illinois Department of Agriculture. Through that, we kind of supplement our own way through partnerships for our soil erosion sediment control program, which we have with 6 municipalities, as well as federal partners with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and state partners with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, mainly looking at stormwater compliance and soil erosion and sediment control measures for new development and ongoing development within the district. So with our municipal agreements, we have several that are ongoing. North Aurora, we have been partnering with since 2002. So our program, which is kind of a piecemeal portion to make sure that any new development, specifically over 2 acres, that are going to be put into new development or redevelopment, are utilizing the best management practices, as well as remaining compliance for their stormwater ordinances, as well as the state general construction stormwater ordinance and permitting. So what it entails for our process, once there's a project that gets approved, the village will send over the application to us. We'll review the engineering plans, the drainage plans, any stormwater calculations to make sure that best management practices are being put in place, that they have an approved plan on file before breaking any ground, that we meet with any of the contractors, subcontractors prior to construction starting to make sure that these are being addressed and remaining in compliance. As well as when ground is broken, we'll do random inspections throughout the course of that active construction site, all the way up until the end, when we'll do a closeout inspection review to make sure that the project is fully stabilized, so any disturbed bare areas or have vegetation or permanent stabilization measures, and any specific areas that may have maintenance or operational needs beyond the actual active construction is being addressed and is ready to go for sign off. So that is in coordination with both their state permits for the ILR 10, which is the general construction stormwater permitting through the NPDES, National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, as part of the Clean Water Act. So currently there are 12 active projects within ILR 10 NPDES system. With our program, we inspect anything that's over 2 acres. And then the village will take care of anything that is in between the 1 and 2 acres or anything smaller scale. And we have currently 8 active projects that we are in review or inspecting currently that are active. We're also available for any call-ins or questions for landowners, residents, agricultural producers, anything related to conservation of soil, water resources, or really just any question related to natural resources that we can either provide help or direct you to the proper department or people that may be able to help with that. So yeah, that's kind of just the quick rundown of what we do and how we partner with North Aurora, and we appreciate the partnership and everything that we've been able to do. And yeah, look forward to many more years in the future. Are there any questions or comments or anything that I can address? And if not, always feel free to call into our office, and we're always available to help by phone and email if you can.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, audience comments. Anybody like to speak? See none, remove the consent agenda. Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. Item numbers 1 through 6 are on our consent agenda, include our minutes and our from the last board meeting and committee of the whole, our bills list, and also you'll see the official zoning map. It's being updated because last year we rezoned the acres to deer path. So when there's a change to the zoning map, every year we look. If there's changes, we update our zoning map so it's accurate. We have the resolution for the Euclid Beverage expansion that was part of a warehouse expansion project over by Overland. So now it is the 1 year of accepting their public improvements. And then the temporary license agreement is because the village uses the parking lot over at the town center for the cruise night in September. We just reached out early this year to make sure that we can get permission to use their property.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Laura, please.
Trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis,
Yes.
trustee Gately.
Yes.
Trustee Lowry.
Yes.
Trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Under new business, item 1, Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. This item is the award of the street sweeping proposal. The village posted a request for proposals for street sweeping back in January, and proposals were due back on February 4th. We received 2 proposals. The proposals included 4 full town sweeps and an hourly rate for special events. We increased the number of full town sweeps from 3 to 4 by adding an extra sweep. It will allow us to keep the streets cleaner during the spring and or fall. There is an option to extend the contract 1 year. This will be brought back to the village after the 3rd year of when the proposal expires. Staff is recommending awarding the 3-year proposal to Lakeshore Recycling Systems in the amount of $89,238.44.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Laura, please.
Trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis,
Yes.
trustee Gately.
Yes.
All right, item 2, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a change order for the SCADA system upgrade project. SCADA is basically supervisory control and data acquisition system. So when you hear SCADA, that's what it stands for. Triar Systems was hired in May of 2024 to upgrade the SCADA systems for our water system. During a punch list inspection, several items that operate our water system were identified as old and failing and in need of replacement. The work to replace these items were not included in the original scope of the project. The Repairs are needed to control and monitor our existing water treatment system. The original cost of the project was $636,500. The proposed additional work is $78,200. Funds are available from an HMO system upgrade of $450,000 that is put on hold currently. This will be completed at a later date. Staff is recommending approving the change order with Tri-R Systems in the amount of $78,200.
Motion to approve.
Second. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Christensen,
Yes.
trustee Curtis,
Yes.
trustee Gately,
Yes.
trustee Lowry,
Yes.
trustee Nedved,
Yes.
trustee Salazar.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Lose the new business under Village President Report. We have nothing. Trustee comments?
I'd like to make a comment. In light of the protests that we saw at the middle school this week and the high school, I'd like to request that we have a representative of the school district come before the board and answer some questions, specifically in regards to public safety. I don't think it is an act of public safety to have 12, 13, 14-year-old kids leaving a building and wandering down the street unsupervised. So I would like to request that we have somebody from the village, somebody from School District 129 come before the board just to answer some questions, what current policy is, going forward, what the policy is. I think I heard somebody say the other day, the high schools had 3 protests in 2 weeks. So what is the policy? What are the repercussions? And have they made any changes to the policy to address the current situation and the climate that we're in? So I would like to request that somebody come before the board to answer some questions.
Anybody else feel that way or no?
My opinion would be to go to a school board meeting, honestly. That's probably the proper
But we're
avenue for that.
public safety within the village, and I think we should have some questions answered by the school district, working in cooperation with
I
them.
think we did, though. I think the public safety side of it was done really well. So we have no control over our school district, what they do. So anybody else?
The only thing that we're affected here
I'm
is,
concerned about what
Yeah.
happened, and if nobody else cares that we've got 12-year-olds wandering around, eventually something's going to happen and it's going to come back to us. So to have somebody come in and answer questions for 10 minutes is not unreasonable.
I don't have any objection to them coming in and doing it. I think
mean-
that I'm kind of in agreement with Todd. I think that is the school board and the parents' responsibility. Our law enforcement was there. Nothing happened here. Aurora, we may have kids going there, but that's not in our town. So like I said, I don't have any objection to it, but to me, it doesn't matter to me either way.
Yeah, I don't have any rejection to it either, but my opinion would be that's the school board is the avenue for this.
Right, it's the proper governing body. We govern the village and they govern the school, but that's my thoughts.
Steve, is there any way we just email them and just get some of the responses for that or?
Yeah, we can, if there's a list of questions or if the trustees want to give me some questions separately, that's fine. I can put that in an email. We have a contact over at 129. It's the Department of Student and Family Services that handles all the public safety aspects of their department. They sent us a copy of the policy they have online for student safety. Today it's on their website. So we can reach out to them, ask some very specific questions that the board has, and we'll see.
I
if
mean,
they
we
can
have no,
respond.
we can't keep them in school, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot.
So Joe and I talked about that earlier. Joe, do you want to touch on that?
Sure. So their policy is they don't stop anybody from leaving the building. Think about stopping a 11, 12, 13-year-old by force just for being truant. They did a really good job between the East Aurora School District and the West Aurora School District. Their superintendent's putting out videos of staying safe, being peaceful. They also sent email to all the parents saying that the onus is on you to talk to your students. Here's some talking points. We will give a safe space in the school if they want to discuss anything. The repercussions would be loss of social activities, sports, prom, suspension, and things like that. So luckily for Jewel Middle School, we had 11 kids leave. Most were picked up by family members brought the downtown Aurora. One kid went home and got a skateboard. But we had a really good plan in place. We had intersections. We kind of hid in plain sight, so it didn't look like we're overbearing. We had a squad car with 2 bikes on it in case we had to get out on bikes and shut off an area. But I hope it doesn't happen like every week, like Trustee Curtis was saying, because eventually it gets tough to do this every week for the school, public safety, the residents. We haven't heard any other things about a future one, but the school has done a really good job communicating with us and the parents, saying there are repercussions. They are marked absent. It's unexcused. And if they're involved in something, say downtown Aurora, it's escalated. So, but we do have a contact for the West Aurora School District that we could have come.
Well, that's one of my other concerns, and you brought up the point, was if this is something that is ongoing and this is something that's going to be happening throughout the rest of the school year, every officer we have monitoring that situation is one less officer we have for domestic disturbance, a crime, anything else. So, I mean, Joe, you guys always do a great job, but I want to make sure that we are, I just want to have some participation by the school district to make them aware of the fact that if this is going to keep happening, what are your contingency plans? We can't keep having half of our officers tied up because they have to go babysit a bunch of 12-year-olds who should be in school anyway. So again, I'm going back to the public safety issue with this. It's about children being unattended, unaccompanied, leaving a building without parental notification. I'd like to know if there were any repercussions handed out, any suspensions, because I did watch the video, and the video said nothing about repercussions, and it said things like, don't throw things, stay on the street, which to me made no sense. Not if you do this, this will happen, but if you're going to do it, here's how to stay safe.
At the end of the day, it comes down to parenting. It doesn't come down to the village. It doesn't come down to the school. It comes down to parenting.
Right, but if the parent doesn't know that their kid is just walking out the door, how are the parents being notified?
They are being notified by letters for sure
They're being
when their
notified
kids
that
are
this may
truant.
happen. But do they know? I could tell my kid, and I've had 2 children, hey, you're not going on this protest. You're not leaving school. And if he leaves, how do I know? I've told him.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I don't, and if something
You'll get a call from the school.
But Chris, this is a public safety issue. This is our police department resources.
It's a parenting issue.
Yeah, let's move on to the next item.
I'm
I hear what you're saying, but
I just want to say I'm very disappointed that the board doesn't understand the gravity of the situation. To our taxpayers, who 65% of our tax bill goes to the school district.
I absolutely agree that it's a concern for safety, but there is zero that our village can do about it. There's nothing we can control in this. I mean, I don't understand
I'd like
what you think the village can do about it.
What's your contingency plan? We've had 3 walkouts in 2 weeks.
Okay, what if they give you a plan?
Are they
What
supposed
does
to
the
follow
village have to do with
kids-
it?
Are they supposed to follow the kids to Six Flags when they do senior ditch day this summer? Because somebody decides they drive silly on the highway.
Children leaving
It's the same
property
thing.
of the village
They're
and the
underage.
school district.
Yeah.
With or without parental permission. I understand it's a parenting thing, but you know what? 12, 13-year-olds are going to do stupid things sometimes and not understand with their underdeveloped brains that there could be consequences that are beyond their control. All I'm saying is I'd like to have the school district come in to show support so we can make sure we're all on the same page and working with each other. And to know, are we going to have 3 more of these in the next 2 weeks? And what's going to happen when we've got half the police force out babysitting 12-year-olds and we do have a big issue and now we don't have anybody covering it? Do you want to be responsible for that? Because I'm trying to prevent that.
So maybe we can email them to start with and see how they
Yeah,
respond. and-
specifically, I can ask them if they have a contingency plan. If
Yeah,
this
some public
continues to
questions
happen,
to ask.
and
Yeah.
see if I can get a written
And if that
response that I can
affects you
share
or
with the
not,
board.
All right.
Mayor, can I add one more thing real quick?
Yeah.
It does appear that the messaging from Jewel Middle School had an effect because our school resource officer was told we were in the hundreds originally. And like I said, after that, the repercussions about losing sports and all the other good things that they like, 10 actually left and they were picked up by family members. So luckily the high school is not in our town because it didn't happen the same way, but the middle school, I think Herget had 20, we had 11 total.
Joe, that's a good point. So what happened to the Herget kids? Because that's a busy street. Where did they go?
They, from what I heard on the radio, they went towards Indian Trail and started walking down Indian Trail.
walking down that.
It's like
building.
Deer Path to Indian Trail. And
That's a dangerous street for a bunch of 12-year-olds to be walking down.
so Aurora had a good, really good plan. They blocked, they almost, you had to treat it like a parade. You had to block the roadways because you have to look at the severity of it. It's better to hinder traffic than get into a hands-on approach with young kids. So Aurora made sure they were safe. They got to each intersection. They got to where they were going. And then they had marshals. I don't know. I think that might have been with the city of Aurora getting them to their point. But in our town, we only had 10 people leave. And it was overkill for the amount of people we had working. And we have not been notified of anything else that is happening this week.
All right, thanks. So forward any questions to Steve, anybody here have them, and then get a cumulative answer back to everybody, and so we can all.
Yeah, I'll see what response we get and I'll forward it to the entire
Okay.
board. If you have any questions, please contact me.
All right, thank you. Administrative report.
Just a couple. So Friday, we received our building substantial completion certificate for the Public Works building. So we're super close to getting occupancy. I mean, it could be as early as tomorrow. We're not sure. But so we're just doing some final punch list stuff. Brian's getting ready to move some stuff in there. So hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll be up and running. It is my intent to try to get the board a walkthrough before we're fully operational there, before the next board meeting. So look for that. I would like to do it maybe 5:30 before the board meeting and have the opportunity to come by and take a look. In the meantime, I did also want to tell you, we've made some good progress with the group contract. We're on a tight deadline with them, but we've been going back and forth with them. That should be coming to the next board meeting. And then the strategic plan, there was some really good notes from our workshop. I went through them. Plan to meet with the staff to tweak a few goals and objectives and then bring that back soon as well.
All right, thank you. Department report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mhm.
This Wednesday starts our Citizens Police Academy. We have 22 residents signed up. It starts this Wednesday and goes through May 13th.
It's great.
All right, that's cool. Anybody else? Motion adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. All right, we're starting the committee of the whole shortly.